Oh my God.
Wait, is that a goat?
Hey guys, welcome back to the House of Hallowell. Today's episode is Deja Vu all over again. I can't believe we're here, but we actually made it to season 1 finale.
What do you mean you can't believe it?
Like, I can't believe how quickly it's gone by. Like, we're already done with season 1.
I don't
It
think
was
that's what you
written by
meant.
Constance Burge and Brad Kern. No, that's exactly what I meant. I can't believe how quickly it's gone by.
Mm-hmm.
Let's dive right in. Or we can continue talking about your pet bat.
No, it's a little sparrow, hence the name Sparrow's Nest. But it literally stood out. It was like, nope, going backwards. Nope, reverse.
Yeah.
No.
Why would it want to leave
Maybe
your
it
house?
knows you're alone, keeping you company.
Yeah.
I have enough company. I have the goat.
Yes, she has a goat.
Well,
A goat named Bronco.
No, it's not named Bronco. It's named Kid because that's what goats are named. They're named kids. So, and that's what I call most of my kids, so it just works out fine. You can name a goat Kid because they are kids. No.
Kid Bronco.
It's just no.
Bronco
I don't
Kid.
know.
Bronco
Okay.
the
It
Kid.
would be Kid the Kid.
It's a goat.
Kid the Kid.
It is a goat. No, okay. We digress in a big, big way.
Let's dive in, guys. Let's go right to the heart of it. What did we think about this episode?
You know what? I liked it. I mean, I don't like doing the same scene over and over again, so I think it was probably hard for me as an actress to revisit the same scenes over and over. But from a production standpoint, it's brilliant. I just want to know from you, Drew, how are you feeling after seeing this episode? Are you okay?
I'm so glad you
Do you
asked.
want to talk about?
I am.
Your.
I know.
Do you have?
Do I have what?
Andy issues?
I loved Andy in this episode. I got to be honest. I love this episode. I love films and TV shows that kind of tackle the Groundhog's Day thing. Obviously, Groundhog's Day being the pinnacle of it. I love that Tom Cruise movie with Emily Blunt, Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. Like, I just think it's such a fun storytelling device, and I think you guys executed it so brilliantly. It was such a fun episode.
It feels like an acting class to me, but people love acting classes. I just did not love mine. It was hard.
No, but also from just approaching a scene standpoint, you're like, okay, because this was shot on film, but film or video, it doesn't matter. You do it once. All right, we got it. Now we're going to do it, the same scene again, but do it differently. So it gives you an opportunity as an actor to kind of flex your muscles and have a new response that's authentic to the moment because the situation's changing. So I thought you three girls and Carradine, oh man, and Carlos Gomez and David Carradine, man, everyone was having so much fun. It was so well executed. I like the stakes.
Very lucky.
I thought everything.
Very.
Yeah. Like, what a great villain for the finale too. Like, it checked all the boxes for me. It's sad because I really do. It sucked because it really started to show Andy's potential about what he could be. And I know we've been kind of starting to get more and more towards that. And I was kind of laughing because it was like, oh, now he's figuring out all the pieces. Like, now all of a sudden he's like an ace detective in this episode where he's like, I think the IA agent's actually a demon. He's out to get you guys. Like, he's putting together pieces that, 6 episodes ago, like, you could have handed him the script and he would have still gone, I don't think so. I'm not sure. You're like, no, this is exactly what happens. But in this episode, he flexed and he was great. And it was like, it's a hero send off. It's unfortunate that he had to sacrifice himself for the greater good of the show as well. I thought it was.
Let's
I was
just
into
start
it.
at the beginning. What I was saying is, how are you feeling? Your emotional standpoint. You're happy with the resolve and the ending, and Andy being the +1 sister.
I wish he would have. I left me longing for better versions of Andy Trudeau, like a better version of it. Just because he's a great actor. Like TW, like let's be honest, like TW is a great actor, and he brought it in his scenes, and he brought it in his, like with the IA. What was Carlos Gomez's character's name? Rodriguez.
You fell for the baby blue eyes. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. So Andy and Prue were having their love match in the park. It made me a little itchy. Yeah, it's a little
because
itchy.
They were wearing
Just
the exact same outfit
in the park.
They were wearing the same outfit.
Yeah.
Did anyone?
I don't think you're supposed to.
Gray sweater, white
like your
t-shirt.
They're the same people.
They're twinning.
They are
before
twinning.
Was a thing. Yep. And so there's that. Maybe they were meant to be siblings and not lovers.
They did grow up together.
What ultimately Prue looked at him as, even though she made out with him at the end.
He did want to be the fourth sister. I'm +1 now.
Yeah, you gotta think if they grew up together, maybe that's the whole thing. He's got this fantasy about, he just wants to be Prue. So he dresses like her. He's, he does the whole thing. They're the same person.
She's definitely,
and that's really what Prue behind the scenes. Andy is like, dude, you're creeping me out. Like, we're always wearing the same outfit. Like,
for real though, we're wearing the exact same outfit, and this happens more than once on this show that I've caught this season, where like all of a sudden you're in a scene and you're like, you guys are wearing the exact same outfit. Do you think Andy goes, hey, what's Prue wearing? I want to wear that.
He's definitely fascinated with her. I just don't think she was as fascinated with him. She was fascinated by his loyalty, but otherwise I've seen other guys make her dance a little bit quicker than him. But moving on to to the old cars.
Moving on to
the old cars that the Eternal Affairs drive really takes me back to a time where you go, why did they even design cars like that? Just saying. And I am really thankful for Carlos.
Rodriguez drove. Yeah, Carlos was amazing.
How could you not know?
Really good actor.
The tan, innocuous cop car, like, ugh. Yes, he's a really good actor. And super obvious, just like pulling right up front, in front of the stairs. Like nobody sees that. Nothing to see here.
But he's a cop.
And bless Carlos for doing the red eye contacts, because I think that was the extent of her special effects in those days, or what we could afford at that point in the year.
I will say that this episode also had a lot. It felt like a season finale. Like all of a sudden, like the effects felt bigger. Like when Phoebe gets thrown from the foyer all the way up the staircase and crashes against the wall, and then like Carlos.
Yeah,
that was a big stunt. That felt bigger than any of the other things that you guys had done at this point.
But not
and then
effects.
Also his
that's just
lightning bolt thing.
That's just us beating up the stunt girls.
Oh, but we hadn't seen it like in that big yet.
That reminded me of when we just when Prue threw our dad through the house, and he was like, ugh. Like, God bless the actors that commit to that, because it really does sell it. But I'm like, ugh. Can we do some smash cuts so it's not just like somebody standing there like ugh, for 5 minutes?
It's so funny.
Why they made me a producer? Because I was like, we're not doing the for 5 minutes.
We had remember when we had Tony in the very beginning? He talked about the same thing, and I think we've seen it with other demons throughout the season, and we may see it going forward. It's the typical way you die when you're getting. That's how you demon die.
Apparently it's really painful, and it's just a full body shake. I get it. I'm just saying, like, help them out in editing. Like, help them out. Like, let's do other shots so they don't have to stand there for so long. As an
I feel
actor,
you.
I would say, thank you.
Although,
And we get to see Kit. Kit is like a huge
finally,
star here.
I wrote
Cross-eyed Kit.
that down. Like, yeah. So Kit, your Siamese cat, finally makes an appearance back. You guys are the worst cat owners ever, by the way. No one talks about the cat.
She
no one
was in
feeds
the
cat.
attic. No, I was trying to talk about the cat in the last episode, but you skipped over it. She was up in the attic when we switched powers.
Oh, I didn't even catch
It's an outdoor cat. Kit's an outdoor cat. Outdoor cat.
Kit is a familiar, and it's a thing, and she has a life of her own. She has many lives of her own.
She did have many lives of her own, I'm sure. So did you like how did you feel about the Andy death? Like, let's just kind of finish that topic, because like we started with it. Like, do you feel like he was redeemed?
I can't even get there yet, because there's so many deaths in this episode that, there were, first of all, it's the first time Phoebe dies. It's the first time I die. It's the first time Prue dies, so Andy just needs to join the club because he's the +1 now.
I knew the title of the episode was Deja Vu all over again, but I didn't realize they were going to use that storytelling. What's the word? Device. The storytelling device of like resetting the day again and again. And so like when Phoebe dies, I was like so shocked. I was like, what? How are they? I don't get it. Yeah.
Ruh-roh. It didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen, but it was interesting because I felt like, I don't know, like I didn't see it coming. I was like, wait, that's obviously we know Phoebe doesn't die, but I didn't realize that that's where it was going to go.
And you're not supposed to see it coming. It's a surprise.
So then there we have it. That means the episode did exactly what it was supposed to do, which was completely like throw you off guard a little bit and go, oh dang, like, okay, like the deck is full and they're not pulling any punches. Like nothing's off limits right now. And I think that heightened reality and those stakes being raised made for a really good story. And you were very concerned about like, if he just has an infinite amount of loops to kind of figure out how to kill them, what's going to break the loop? And it ultimately becomes our hero for the episode, one Andy Trudeau.
No, I think the hero of the episode is the director, Les Sheldon, because I knew he directed this and he was one of our producers that was on set every day. And I found myself in the middle of this episode going, I really like the direction on this. And then I remembered it was him. And we did try to get him to do this episode of the podcast with us. And he's disappeared into the night. So if anybody knows where to find Les, we're looking for him. But yeah, I thought it was really well directed. And, except for the fact that we have a Carradine as our bad guy, plus some very interesting backdrops, but he is there with the backdrops and we never get to interact with him or have a scene with him. And I sort of was kind of bummed about that. But if memory serves, he comes back.
Oh,
never mind, Drew. He doesn't come back. He's gone.
I'm at this point, I'm immune to your.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know.
But I'm assuming so someone to get like someone like a Carradine who was pretty massive and had a massive cult following at that time. Do you think it was something like, hey, come in for a day, we'll shoot you out. You're in you're two locations, one on set and then one outside in front of the clock shop. Do you remember?
I don't care how we got him, but I would have paid him more, which is why I'm only a producer on some of them. Mm-hmm.
When does that switch happen, by the way, for you? When does the producer hat or switch get flipped?
I feel like I was always in it, so it's hard for me to explain to people, but it's like right now when I talk about it is the way that I talked about it before. Like, why can't we do this? Why didn't we do this? Why does he come out of the pothole? Why can't we do this? Why does it look like this? Can't we make a change? Why is he wearing that?
His clothing was a pretty interesting choice. Interesting clothing. The Tempest had some interesting clothing choice, and it was also the first time in the Book of Shadows and maybe fans or you guys caught this before, where when you found the Tempest, the actual drawing didn't actually look like the person you were fighting. Did you catch that?
There
In Book of
was
Shadows, anyone?
artistic interpretation. You can't tell the
Exactly.
artist
But
how to
towards
art.
the end of the show, at least by the time season 5 or 6, like whatever like when you were fighting the Valkyries or whatever the photos somewhat resemble, or the drawing in the Book of Shadows resembled who you were fighting.
Well, it was close. This is a million trillion years old book. It's only so accurate. They didn't have Instagram.
It's a drawing.
It is a drawing.
It's a drawing.
Right.
It's a drawing.
Okay, can we
BK,
we just address the fact by the second time we do the do around, which for some reason only Phoebe knows the deja vu thing, which I find hard to believe.
Well, no, wait, can we touch on that for a hot sec? Because Phoebe's power is more cerebral, doesn't that make sense that she would be the one who kind of gets it first? Because she doesn't have an actual tangible. What?
Did you just call me stupid? You just called hyper stupid. Like Phoebe is cerebral, and we're just like reactive, like emotional, because our powers are tied to our emotions. Wow, I'm offended.
Yeah.
I think I'm offended.
I mean, look.
I think I
No, don't be offended.
No.
Phoebe has my least favorite powers out of all the sisters, for real. Like that would be the one I wouldn't want. Like out of all of them, I don't want that power. But so they had to throw her something, like hey, let's give Phoebe. Oh, she'll figure it out first because she, premonitions are tied to, this.
Okay.
This sort of thing. That's where I was like, yeah, BK.
Right?
Thank you. Help me out here.
Yeah, if anybody it kind of makes sense.
Does it?
I wouldn't say because of intellect, but just in the fact that I don't know. I think the audience could make sense that it made sense.
But can't anybody have deja vu? I had it all the time. I've had it all the time, and it's supposed to be. But it's supposed to be like you have a sense that you've been here before. Correct. And there's lots of different iterations of what that means spiritually to people, different time, place, spaces, or that we just kill Andy now. Sorry.
You can't. Yeah.
Well, this was my question kind of at the end too, is because I mean, is Andy really gone? I guess I was kind of, even though, the funeral thing, the stuff, I kind of was like, I didn't buy it. Like I still kind of didn't want to believe it that he was gone. Like I didn't,
as an audience member,
fooled. Like, it's like I kind of don't want him to be gone. Like you said in the beginning, he's kind of found his thing, and I think it's working. And it's like, well, maybe with magic he's dead, but he's not dead. Maybe someone could still rewind time to when he's back, and so I'm kind of left on this cliffhanger. Even though I saw he's dead, that he might be coming back.
He's dead under the blue blankie too, the blue chenille blankie, which as a producer, again, I would have stepped in and said, can we find something more masculine to cover him up with? Like, why does he have to be covered up with the chenille blue blankie? Or, that was all that was on the couch. Like, come on.
No, that's Prue's
Let's
blankie
try
from upstairs.
Better.
Prue's blankie from upstairs.
Her baby blankie? That's just
It's the one they snuggled with together when they were kids.
Yeah, when they were kids.
Ew. They made a tent with. No. See, right. So you got attached. You got attached to the A guy. He was airbagging.
I like it.
Now he's +1, Andy.
I'm not going to excuse all his blundering, babbling, detectiving, sleuthing. That's the better word. Bumbling, blabbering, sleuthing. But it's amazing. Like, again, we had talked about this in a few episodes ago about this idea of like, how could we fix the Andy character? Well, let's just make him intelligent and really great at his job, and then being able to use work with Prue to help kind of solve these clearly, the demons that are ascending on San Francisco and wreaking havoc. I just think having a civilian on your side is really helpful.
He could have been the plus one, but he wanted more, and he wanted to be his own Lone Ranger, which is a problem. So then he ends up in Xanadu with Prue, and he's sitting there on his porch swing, just feeling all high and mighty. And then, did anybody notice that he orbs out? So if there was any future for Andy, he could have been a white lighter, but I have a feeling that he was just too demanding.
Mm-hmm.
He did orb out.
I'm not touching that.
He did orb out. He did.
But also, what I also think his sacrifice was, if we're really going to dive into it, I'm like, you guys could have just reset the day, and now that you all have the awareness, you could have figured out where he doesn't die.
Yeah. And nobody asked for Leo. Nobody said Leo.
You know why?
No.
I'll tell you why. Because Leo is still mourning Daisy.
I knew it. I knew that was going to come up. And
Leo had Daisy. We had to give Leo a week off. The timing of Andy's
Daisy, I can be a bad boy like he was. Daisy. I can be a dark light. I'll put on my bad Leo pants.
When did he become a character out of Oklahoma?
Since I'm in Texas.
Leo's now in Oklahoma.
Leo and Daisy.
Yeah, no, don't even call him. He's busy. He's busy with Daisy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't you bother.
Listen, set them free. Set them free. If it belongs to you, we'll come back to you. If it don't, you set them free. You let her do his laundry. You let her fix his dinner.
I not to give anything away, but when I finished this episode, watching it on Peacock, it just started the next episode. I was like, oh.
No, please.
And
sir?
I just want to say, other people have their own daisies.
I know, isn't he cute? Sorry.
But that's all I know.
What are you guys talking about? Stop it right now. What are you guys talking about?
We're not there yet. We're going to take a 3-month hiatus and we'll talk about it later.
Just kidding, kids. Just kidding. I will say #justice for Andy. I feel like you guys could have probably saved him, but you chose not to. You made a very strong choice. You're like, no, we'll sacrifice him. Remember, you're like, hey, let's reset the day. And Prue's like, no, let's just do this and end it.
He made his choice. He made his choice when he was up in Xanadu. He made his choice.
Xanadu? The Cloud World?
Oh God, he's so. Oh my God,
out on the swing.
Yes.
Was that the same set from Dream? Sort not. What was the Dreamweaver one? The Dream one that you didn't love.
Yeah, it seems very familiar.
Yeah,
doesn't
just
it?
instead of
I think
pink
it was
clouds.
too.
Oh man.
But I'm very thankful in this episode for Carlos. I'm very thankful that he would wear the red eyes for us. And, we were very lucky with our guest stars. And, Andy had to go. It can't be all happiness and rainbows, people. And also, BK, speaking of happiness and rainbows, did you notice Nancy O'Dell, your favorite?
Oh, was that?
Nancy.
Oh, was that?
Yeah,
her doing the San Francisco morning.
The morning weather lady.
Your face. Look at his face. Look at his face. See, there's only 2 people on Earth that will make Brian's face like this. It's Nancy O'Dell and Jennifer Aniston. Right or wrong?
I was going to say Holly Marie Combs and Nancy O'Dell.
No, not at all. Right. I clearly, he has a type. I'm not that type. The Nancy and the Jennifer type. We're a little different. Say what?
A little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
BK has a thing for blondes.
One thing that really stood out for me was your comedy. Piper's back, baby. I thought you had some comedy stuff with your interaction. Today's episode of the House of Hallowell is exclusively brought to you by BetterHelp. When you're at your best, you can do great things, but sometimes life gets you bogged down. You might feel overwhelmed or not showing up in the way that you want to. Now, working with a therapist can help you get closer to the best version of you, because when you feel empowered, you're more prepared to take on everything that life throws at you. By now, you guys have all known that I am a big advocate of therapy. It has changed my life, and I think it really has given me the tools to show up as the best version of myself. Holly teases me about this all the time. But if you're thinking about giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, it's flexible, affordable, and the best part about it, it's entirely online. You just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. And switch therapists anytime for no additional charge if it's not working for you. You know, it's like finding the perfect shoe. So if you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/HOH today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/HOH. Yeah, you had some really good comedy interaction with that woman that you went to high school with. And I thought, because for someone who says that their, comedy's like not your favorite thing to do,
It's not my
or you have
forte.
said that,
It is not my
but
forte.
you're so good at like dry delivery, and it made me laugh out loud. I thought those scenes were really well acted on your end. It made me happy. It made me really happy because
Thanks.
people don't realize how funny you are. I'm constantly laughing at the stuff you say and do, and like the eye rolls, and it's just like your whole vibe is so you low key kind of a comedic genius, and you don't even realize how funny you are half the time, which is
Don't
probably part
even.
of the
It's
charm.
really is.
Yeah, look at her.
It's definitely
Like,
hard.
she's getting a little stronger. No, but you're really good at it.
I don't.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
I have a question about the Groundhog Day effect of this episode. Would you ever, if you were stuck in that loop, like, would that be something that's appealing, or would you be freaked out? And like, how would you handle if that happened to you in real life? How would you handle it?
I know there's a lot of things I would do differently with 2020 hindsight, but then there's the theory that everything happens for a reason, and every wrong turn led you to this, or every wrong person led you to the right one, theoretically. So, but I would like a few do-overs, like mainly 3.
Oh, 3 days. And
Ugh.
3 relationships.
Oh, but if you think about one day over and over and over again.
Okay, wait.
What would be?
I need a disclaimer. Now that I know that there's like People Magazine people listening and like Yahoo listening, okay, just because I said 3 relationships to do over does not mean my 3 husbands. Let's not make that correlation. It could be 3 other completely different people. Okay. Disclaimer done.
Hey, you heard it here, folks. Exclusively on the
If you had to redo a day, would you rather redo a day where something went wrong, or redo the greatest day of your life?
Oh, that's a
I think you'd have to do.
It's a hard thing, or would you try to keep enjoying the greatest day of your life over and over and over?
It depends. I don't know. I'm sort of like, well, you guys know, I'm sort of like on the negative end of the spectrum where things are gonna be tough, and so you should just roll with them. So when even I have the greatest day of my life, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to fall. So I would probably redo the negative part, the bad one.
What about you, BK?
So that's your uplifting message for today.
Yeah, do the great day. Forget it. All the bad stuff's going to happen no matter what. And just go have the great day. I'm going to go to Disneyland, then I'm going to go to the beach, I'm going to go surfing, then this, I'm going to eat birthday cake and whatever it is. Have that. I think I just like, yeah, it's all about me, baby. I'm having the greatest day ever forever. Thank you. Good night.
Wow.
See, that's why we're the yin. We're the yin and the yang, whereas I would be like, I'm going to get this awful freaking day right. And you'd be like, yeah, no, I'm going to go surfing and bring me cake later.
Yeah. That works in a relationship. And I wish wish we could have told that to Andy. You
We
can't
should've.
be like, two of the same. That just sometimes you got to be
No
different.
balance. Yep.
Yeah. So if you guys are the yin and the yang, where do I fall? Where do you think I would pick?
Conflicted
You're
in
the
me
yang.
therapy.
You're the yanglet.
The yanglet.
The yanglet. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will say this. I
You
feel like
grasshopper. You're the grasshopper.
but I would prefer the challenge, not even the challenge, but just I would want the opportunity to right the wrongs. I think that would be ultimately more rewarding than like eating all the cake. As much as I can appreciate and understand why you would go with that. And of course there's a part of me that would want to do that, but I think ultimately the other would win out because there's just, too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing.
Knowing your past relationships, I can understand where you're coming from. But there's only so much you can do.
Make this about relationships.
I'm
talking about
Yeah.
life. Okay.
Every one of those arguments should have happened.
Do again. So we say bye-bye to Andy, and people say witch like it's a bad word. I find that offensive. But I do want to say, everybody always talks about how I cry and I cry all the time and in the show. And this is the first time I died of like 6 or 7. I don't know. The goat is now waking up, just so you know. But I want to say, before she gets really loud, that Prue taking her moment with Andy in the chenille blanket got to me. Like, Shanae can make me cry, and she did in this one. Are you guys hearing the goat?
The squawk in the background? Absolutely, I'm hearing that.
It sounds sort of like a baby pterodactyl. There she is, just in time for the end of the episode, as babies do.
Wow.
Go get her.
Goat get
I'm
her.
gonna have to go get her, and then she's gonna go get more. It's not gonna be good.
Do you have a goat diaper? Oh my God.
You have no
What is
idea.
going on here? No, I have a very good idea.
You guys do not know my life, okay?
It sounds like you have a 3-year-old.
Yeah, it's beyond. It's like it's a baby pterodactyl.
Jeez. What are you doing with this goat? Like, what's the plan here?
I'd keep the bird inside and put the goat out.
She has to have a bottle. She's 5 days old. She has to have a bottle. Hang on. She'll hang out for a little bit, but then she'll yell at me.
Is there a goat rescue that you can send her to?
It does really sound like no, because she's identified me as her mom now, so it's trouble. See? And it does sound like they're saying mom. 1 second.
I have no idea what's going on, but HMC has not even adopted. It was just by way of unfortunate or fortunate, depending on how you view goats, circumstances. Now is the mother of a 5-day-old goat. There's also a bat living in her house, but she doesn't want to admit that it's a bat. She thinks it's a sparrow. She keeps telling BK and I it's a sparrow, but it's not a sparrow. It's a bat. It's a bat. It's the COVID bat.
It might be a bat.
It's probably a bat.
I'd say keep the bat in the house.
Yeah.
Put the goat in the barn.
I don't know. Also,
I guess
maybe don't adopt a goat.
Where's the goat's mom? Where's the goat's mother?
I don't know. This is all very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is that a goat? What is that?
Well, it stopped screaming, so that's good.
It's in a blanket.
Guys, you never know what you're going to get on the House of Hallowell, but we have our
onesie.
fourth. Hey, just in time for our guest today, we'd like to welcome into the House of Hallowell Bronco the Kid, the goat, goat kid.
Usually
Kid,
she would say quiet, but because she's hungry right now, it's just not going to happen.
Sure. So, hey, what did you think of the episode? Like, what was your approach in watching it? How do you feel about it? Interesting. By the way, this is the first in podcast history where 3 people are interviewing a goat. We've just broken the mold.
Somebody called Guinness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, remember that time when they
goat.
successfully interviewed a baby goat?
She's just convinced that she's starving.
Okay, well, we can continue. Hey, so one thing I wanted to ask you guys, and I felt like this was something very cool, and it ties into Andy. What's become kind of this thing in TV right now is killing off a main character, but in the season 1 finale. But you guys did this in the late 90s. Like, this is amazing. I don't think anyone is prepared for a lead character to die, and I loved that they did it. I'm not sold that it had to be Andy, but I liked, and obviously it's not going to be one of the girls, but kind of putting the stakes so high that kind of I was watching it and my take was, well, of course my character died. Like, they're going to now I if I would have known then what I know now, I would have totally gone, oh yeah, I'm dying. There's no way they're keeping me around, because you have to, it creates good drama, good television. That means like everyone at all times. And that's what I think probably a lot of people responded to Game of Thrones. Like, no one was off limits. You had no idea who was going to make it to the end of the show, let alone the season, let alone the series. So I thought it was very cool that you guys, I think, might have done it first. I don't know any other show that had started killing off main characters in season 1.
Well, no, I mean, now they do it all the time. Like Game of Thrones was like, they did it on purpose. And now it's like, oh, who's the most popular? Who can we kill off?
Right. But did anyone else,
Right.
at that time, I don't remember a single television show doing that. Like, really cool.
I'm telling you, this is my life, y'all.
Yeah.
Is that goat traveling internationally or what?
You know what? I'm not going to have an emotional support goat. That's just not the thing. I also wasn't going to like leave her in the field to die. It was just, that doesn't happen on my watch. So here we are.
So wait, how did you come about a goat? I missed this part.
Well, you have to be on Instagram, BK. No, my neighbors have goats in Texas. And there was an ice storm here in Texas, and the goats decided that was a good time to start having babies. So there's been quite a few, and some of them didn't make it. And this one just decided that it wasn't into its mom and wouldn't bond with its mom. And when I walked into the field to check the other ones, it just walked up to me and decided that we were going to hang out. And clearly it thinks that something on me should be eaten from. So we do bottles now every 4 hours instead of this. Yep. And, I tried to put her back 3 times, and she just sat at my boots, or sat on my boots. So I'm going to put her down, and she's going to yell at me for putting her down. But she might be quiet because she thinks it's time to eat. It's not, but.
So check this out. You ready? Therapy animals come in many forms, such as dogs, horses, llamas, rabbits, and yes, goats. Your goats could possibly be used as therapy animals to benefit the lives of other people, because you already know how intuitive and mood uplifting they are. So your goat can be part of a pet therapy program.
There she is.
Hey, there's a therapy goat called From Hoof to Heart. From Hoof to Heart.
From hoof to heart.
Should we send Bronco there?
She's going to talk now.
Oh, she's sorry.
She'd like to talk.
I mean, like...
They're very vocal.
Aww.
You have a goat?
Hello?
Is their skin, their fur soft? Or
Yeah.
is it fur or hair? Hair. Is it soft when they're that little?
Yeah, it's like dog hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She could do goat yoga. You could
'Cause it
start
gets a
doing
little
yoga
more
with your goat.
That
Oh,
would
yeah.
require me doing yoga, though.
I could see you
Right.
doing
Where you
some
going,
goat
miss?
yoga.
She's going. Yeah, she's going to the kitchen because that's where the bottles live. I feel ya. Mhm.
I mean, do you want to feed the goat while we're wrapping this up on camera with the bottle?
I feel ya. It might take a minute for me because you got to heat it up. It's just like a baby.
Oh,
But
right.
Oh, man.
Wow.
if you have
well,
a minute, you
do
know,
you-
you guys just talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I got some
BK and
cookies
I
to
can-
eat.
Yeah, BK. Well, I actually
Are you
have some
sure
questions
there's
for you,
cookies? Okay. You guys just chat
but not
amongst
special.
yourselves. I'm going to make a bottle.
So, BK, question for you. Season 1 has come to a close. What are your big takeaways? Or do you have any kind of big takeaways? Not what are they? Like, yeah, like what landed for you? What did you like? What did you not like? Did you find yourself surprised by how much you enjoyed watching it? Like what's the
Yeah, I'm
takeaway?
surprised by how much I enjoyed watching it. I mean, back when it happened, I guess I compare a little bit, but having done, what was I in, 5 episodes or something like 5, 6, 7 episodes? I'm not sure. So it was always on a periphery for me. And I think from watching the first episode to maybe this last episode, you really see the growth of the show. As we mentioned 10 episodes ago, the chemistry of these girls was, evident in episode 1. And to see where that is, 6 months later of shooting, 8 months later, 22 episodes later, it's gotten to a point like this show is going to be around. I mean, it found its legs a while ago, and it's, it's something. For me as the actor at the time, I was, obviously didn't even know the show was going to come back. Were they going to get a season 2? You don't know these things. And then, especially for my character, Leo, after the last episode and I leave, and, it was always just so up in the air. So I guess I had a bit of a detachment to it as well, as much as I was in it. I wasn't a regular on the show. I had done a few episodes. My contract was up. So by the time this last episode came, I was looking for another job doing whatever, obviously hoping it may come back, or, if I could hear anything. And then obviously a few months later, you go a couple months and then you hear. And so then I guess I became reinvested in the show. But now watching it as rewatching it, I have to say, I probably, I'm into it. I'm following the storylines. I love the characters. Alyssa's hilarious. I mean, like, all the girls are hilarious. And they have their strong suits in everything they do. And the guest stars have been fantastic. It's really a show that it's kind of unmatched in its time, and it still works today. The timing, the girls, the energy, the good guy, the bad guy. It feels relevant, and when I watch it on my Peacock and whatever, it doesn't feel like it's so that it was 25 years ago. It feels like, they could have made this last week, as topical as it is. The girls in the show are really attacking social issues that are kind of happening today as well. I think that the show kind of sees that and addressed it. And I think they were way ahead of their time. And yeah, that's kind of my take on it. Is it was kind of groundbreaking. You didn't see a lot of that in '98. I guess it was kind of groundbreaking, and that's why it's nice to kind of rewatch it. Although, seeing myself is, it's very hard doing this and watching oneself, and not being super hypercritical of every little, word I say and how I look. So,
well, it's interesting because as we get older and we have more experiences, and the more you act, the better you get, right? And so, of course, now 20 years later, 25 years later, you can look back on it and
25,
go,
I said 25.
25 years later, like, oh, I wish I could have, I want a do-over. I wish I could do that scene again. Or like, oh, I would approach it so differently now than I did, originally. But that's, again, hindsight's 2020. And we kind of talked about that with this episode specifically as well. It's just, of course you're going to want to do over on certain things, but to be able to kind of stand back and be objective and recognize how groundbreaking this show was and how much fun it was, and the fact that it still lands on to this day. Like, and that's why, it keeps going and recycling and syndication. It's because it still works. I was blown away by how much I enjoyed it. Like, I always knew that this was a fun show, but now watching it and really being invested in a way that I had never been before, I love it. I love what happens each week. I love like, for me, it really is, it lives and dies by the girls' dynamic. Watching Shannon, Holly, and Alyssa cook and kind of play off each other, and watching how funny they are and their strong suits, in the comedy and the connection. There's just such a shorthand, and they all do such a beautiful job of executing all the objectives. Like, it's such a pleasure to watch them. And now obviously we know them personally, but like, I can sit back and watch it as a fan and go, I am so wildly entertained, and I'm loving these episodes where I'm laughing, I'm crying, I'm invested in their future. I'm rooting for people. I'm rooting for certain relationships. Like, it's been such a pleasure and a joy to kind of watch it in this way, and like, we're not even binging it, but just to really soak it in and recognize what kind of show that they were putting out in the 90s and how important this show really is. Like, grand scheme of things, not just for in that moment, because I think it was almost not even too progressive, but I don't think people recognized just how, like, avant-garde, like the kind of filmmaking they were doing. It wasn't Charlie's Angels. This was they leveled up from that. The reason why I use Charlie's Angels is like
in a way it was, because remember the Angels were different as well.
Right.
They were different. They weren't like the rest, right? They had, not that they had powers, but they were a bit, not that they were outcast, but they were different. And their camaraderie and togetherness is what made them great. Correct. Right? And I always kind of looked at my character as the Bosley, the bumbling.
Interesting. That's really funny.
That's kind of where I was. Is I'm the Bosley.
But interesting, though,
I don't get girls. And I kind of, it's all spelling, so it kind of feels a recreation, but updated. Remember, this is almost 20 years after the Angels. So,
and family's thicker, and
difference.
Family is everything, right? There's this great meme going around right now, because I guess they released the new Fast and the Furious trailer, and it's Vin Diesel's character, and he goes, I don't have friends, I have family, but like 15 octaves deeper. And I was like, yeah. And the reason why obviously the spectacle, but the reason why people relate is family is everything, really, when it comes down to it. And at the end of the day, and, part of what the House of Hallowell is, and the greater Charmed community beyond this podcast, but just, it has cultivated and created this beautiful family globally, where we all have come together and fallen in love with these characters and these stories in this show. And I think it's played such an important part in people's lives. And it's really, I'm so grateful to even have a small snippet in this world. And, obviously we've talked about the friendships that we've cultivated, but just being here, getting to watch it and really live it as, like, for a first time, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens next. Truly, it's like one of those things like, okay, where's it going to go?
It just takes me back to, that time in my life. It's interesting. It's interesting to look back where I was, what I was thinking, where I am now. My son was 2 when we started. He'll be 27 next month. Like, what the, it's just kind of where you're at, the struggle that it was, even being on a show at that point, season 1. I had another job. I was still doing construction. I was working in a restaurant. I was driving a pie truck. I was doing everything I could still to just, bring home the bacon for the family. And, getting recognized in a Jack in the Box and, on break at lunch. And, so it's, how's it going to go? For me at that point in my life is like, hopefully they bring me back. There's this desperate hope that, you could just keep coming back and it turns into something else. And the fact that it turned into something so much more that still rides today is something I'll forever be grateful for. I think, it's interesting when you get the role thinking, as I went through that story of just booking Leo, what that process was like. And it was kind of like, walking out, just saying, whatever this is, whatever, I don't care. Fuck it. Forget them, and then it turns out to be this role that, everywhere I go today is, I'm Leo. So it's interesting how life does that to you, right? It's like,
it's amazing how that happens.
Yeah. So I feel super grateful.
Holly, what I was asking BK is like, now that we've kind of hit the end of season 1, looking back on it, like, what was your big takeaway? Because I know you haven't watched it in probably 25 years. So
this is my life, y'all.
What was your big takeaway from season 1?
She's almost done.
Do you have to burp a goat?
Nope.
Fantastic.
I just put her down and she'll yell at me some more.
Hey, so I was asking, like, now that season 1's come to a close, what's your kind of big takeaway from being able to watch it basically for the first time in 25 years?
It's, what I will say is it's engrossing without sounding gross. It's engrossing. And I sort of look forward to watching it, which is bizarre because I'm in it. But yeah, I mean, it's like looking at it with fresh eyes for sure. And goat milk on my hands. But yeah.
Amazing. Let me hear a little.
I don't like goat milk. Do you ever drink goat milk?
Yeah,
not anymore.
We used to go over to these. We used to go to friends' house. My parents, when I grew up, they'd always have a card night with their friends. They play canasta, and we'd have to go over there, and they'd drop the kids off, and all us kids would play together. I remember they had these friends, and they had chickens and goats, and the only milk you could drink was this goat. They drank goat milk. And I had to have goat milk when we were young. We never wanted to go back over to their house because goat milk's gross.
Supposedly it's really good for you. Supposedly it's really good for your skin, but I've had enough of it. So, episode 22, season 1, are we rating it?
Yes, let's rate it. And we also, by the way, we got called out for not rating the last one. Love Hurts. We have to rate both. So let's rate both real fast. Let's rate this one and then we can go back. So HMC, what do you give it?
Well, I said a solid 8, but I'm feeling generous. So I'll give it a solid 8.5 because I have a few things. Yeah.
Okay. BK, what about for you? Deja vu all over again. What do you rate it?
I don't know that I have a rating system anymore. I think it's about the same. I'm just going to say the same thing. It's 8.5, somewhere in there. I mean, it's fantastic. I liked it. There were a few things I didn't like. The cloud swing. I was like,
yeah, Xanadu.
Man, I thought Carlos killed it. I thought everybody killed it in this episode. So it might get closer to 9, but storyline, I don't know. Andy dies. I'm kind of sad about Andy. 8.5 sounds pretty good. And then Love Hurts. I thought I did say 8 last week. I don't know. I'm going to give it a 10 in hindsight because Love Hurts.
Love does hurt.
Oh, no, you're giving it a 10 for Daisy. Ew.
Daisy.
Ew.
That's why I had the off this week.
You know what I give it? I give it a 5. It's going to get a 5.
Oh, I can't wait till we get to season 2, episode 1.
Yes, you can.
Mm.
Oh, yes, you can wait.
Wow.
Yeah. Love Hurts gets a 5
Okay,
for
so
me because it was the most like
Love Hurts
Melrose
gets a
Place
5.
of the episodes.
It's so funny. There's so many people that love Hurts so much because it's the first time you guys say I love you to each other. It's a massive moment in the cathedrals, the halls of charm.
But it was under duress.
It's a
It was
big
under
deal,
like,
guys.
oh, I'm never
It's
going
a
to
huge deal.
You're dying. So I'm going to say it now because if I don't get the chance to say it again, but really, okay.
I give Love Hurts an 8. I thought it was really well done, and by the way, and you called it out too at the beginning of this episode. I thought the direction for Deja Vu All Over Again was awesome. Like I thought the way they lit it kind of felt like a movie. It felt bigger with some of the backdrops threw me off, and I do have an issue with the Xanadu swing set. But outside of that, like I thought the stakes were high. I thought you guys killed it. Like you guys crushed it from an acting standpoint. I give it a 9. It's way up there for me in the first season. I thought it was really well executed. Carradine, you can't give anything with David Carradine less than a 9. What are we even talking about?
Except we didn't get to even talk to him or touch him or do nothing.
Yeah, but that makes it all much better. That wraps up. This is it. This is the finale for season 1. Thank you all so much for sticking with us, staying with us, going on this journey with us. It's been time of our lives. We love it. We love doing it with you. We love you. We can't wait to dive into season 2. Apparently, like some fireworks are happening right away. Look how happy BK is about this. I'm gonna go watch it tonight.
There'll be no more talk about this.
See you, kid. Bronco the kid Bronco.
Bye.
Thanks.
See you, kid. If you like what you heard, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/HOH or, download on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you get your podcasting things. We'll see you next week.
Bang, bang, bang.